So we have thoroughly enjoyed training Maverick. He is funny, he is brave, he's just a really happy soul. He was with us alone for about 5 days, and then we got these other two dogs who are here in this picture, and he is great with them. We do a lot of training together, so they do group downs and group sits, but they get a lot of individual time as well. He is very good at all his commands. He has just been so easy to train and so willing to work. Very opinionated. He likes to talk about it every once in a while, but you can just ask him to stop and he quiets down. So in this part of the video, you're going to see some of the behaviors he knows, although he is being a little bit silly throughout. He does sit as a default, so he'll sit for trying to get your attention or for anything else. He does down and stand. He tries to do a spin in a circle here, but he gets a little unwound and doesn't finish it. So I think at this point we're going to get him to do a settle, which is a behavior where he lays over on his side, and so you can touch him and make sure, you can check him out, make sure everything's okay. He knows a little wait, even a little more than he's showing here, and that's going to be the beginning of his stay behavior. So we just say wait, and there he did break it that time, but for the most part he's willing to wait, and then he'll be released either by coming back to him or by calling him and releasing him. I'm using food all the way through this, although now at home he doesn't use food all the time. So in that, I just tossed the treat and then called him back. So we practice his recall a lot so that he will come back in all circumstances. Of course, he doesn't like to leave his people, so he usually doesn't. So the way we start walking with them is just to have them walk beside us, to teach them that the best place to be is right beside us, to do a sit at our side and just be comfortable with that position so that once you put the lead on him, it's just an accessory and he already knows how to walk. So he's very good at that, likes it a lot, and of course he always likes his sit. Now this is a touch behavior. It's a behavior we start all dogs with, particularly when we're training service dogs, because it's the beginning of, opening doors, closing doors. It will also be the behavior you'll use to get them to ring a bell. So in this next clip, he's just going to be walking on a loose lead. Now we had an incredible amount of wind, and he was all fired up. As a matter of fact, he grabbed the leash at one point where he has never done that, but he was just being so silly. So I just got it out of his way and talked him out of that. He even decides not to sit here, which is a totally un-Maverick-like behavior. He always sits. But it's just way too much fun out here in the wind, I think. He rarely pulls on the leash, so we're just walking him on a really thin leather leash here.
Mailman.
And he loves to go for walks.
Let's go to your crate. Get in your crate.
So he's very good in his crate. We always treat him when he gets in his crate. That's just a behavior we want him to keep up. And when he's going to get out of the crate, he needs to sit and wait to get out. So then we're going to release him from the crate, but he's not allowed to, stand up or try to push his way out. We also do this at the door, coming in and going out as well. He's also been practicing a go to your mat behavior. I thought that might be useful when you had company. And if I'm holding the mat because if I put the mat down, he gets right on it. And he needs to lay down. He does go to it and sit down now, but you'll need to teach him a little more to lay down. And he'll just stay there until I say release. Now, when I release him from there, I toss the treat. Eventually, you will just be able to say release and he'll get up. But he does like his mat and he'll go right back to it. And that's because he's been rewarded on the mat. He's been, given treats, and I'll toss him a treat occasionally, even when I'm sitting and working and he's lying on his mat.
Release. That's right.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I've been training your puppy Maverick. He's delightful. We love him. He's a little baby doll, but he's incredibly smart, easy to train. He's willing to try anything, and he has opinions about things, but he pretty much is willing to do whatever you ask him to do. So I think he's going to make a great addition to your home, and I hope you enjoy him as much as we have. Thank you for letting us train him. So here he is with some of his friends from the Eagle Cross Kennels. We're at Doggy Daycare, and although there are other dogs here, obviously the doodles hang together if they can. We right now have 6 dogs in training, and these 5 are at daycare on this day, and they obviously, definitely are a crowd of doodles. He loves his people. He loves to be at the daycare with the other dogs. Thank you so much for letting